Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. Today we got the AP Top 25 reaction video for you. College football is 2 weeks away. We're almost here. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be able to keep up with all the updates going on together. Today we got the AP Top 25 reaction, and a lot of it is what we expected. I mean, the first four teams, after all, are Alabama number one, Ohio State number 2, Georgia number 3, and Clemson number 4. Now, that's not shocking at all because those teams are always like the four elite teams in college football to begin with. We expect that every year in and year out. It's what is always going on in college football. Those are the four teams. And then below that, you've got Notre Dame at 5, Texas A&M at number 6, Utah at 7, Michigan at 8, Oklahoma at 9, and Baylor at 10. Now, none of that really shocks me. I think that all those teams, those are perennial powers. Utah's kind of a shot, but they were really good last year, and they pushed Ohio State in the one of the big bowls. I forgot what bowl game it was, but it was a big bowl game, and the Rose Bowl, and they played really well, and they're not usually up here, but they're really good. So, and they got a lot of seniors. So I'm not shocked at that at all. Oregon's at 11, Oklahoma State's at 12, NC State's at 13, USC's at 14, Michigan State's at 15, Miami's at 16, Pitt's at 17, Wisconsin's at 18, Arkansas's at 19, Kentucky's at 20, Ole Miss is at 21, Wake Forest is at 22, Cincinnati's at 23, Houston's at 24, and BYU's at 25. None of that's really shocking either. I mean, most of those teams are teams that you would expect to be here. Like in basketball, you have a little bit more flexibility, which we'll see in the coming months when the AP poll comes out. But in football, it's usually your teams that are consistently good that are consistently in the top 25. It's usually the same teams. I mean, USC was really bad last year, but I mean, they're 14th because Lincoln Riley's now the head coach, and they got a plethora of transfers that are going to make them a lot better than they've been. NC State's a shock at 13. Usually they're not as high, but the quarterback Devin Leary last year, he was really, really good, and they have a great passing attack, and that's why they're ranked as high as they are. Pittsburgh's a little bit lower at 17 because Kenny Pickett is gone to the NFL. And then you have that wide receiver Jordan Addison transferring to the aforementioned USC, and that pushed them down a little bit. Right above them, Miami at 16. I mean, Miami, same thing as USC. They got a lot of transfers coming back, and the transfers coming in. I mean, they got a lot of players returning, and they got a new coach, Mario Cristobal. It's elevating them up, just like USC is being elevated with Lincoln Riley. Arkansas at 19, they're very well an upcoming program. They're playing a lot better under Sam Pittman than they've been in the past. I remember when Arkansas couldn't even win an SEC game. They were like the Vanderbilt of the West Division, and now they're really good. I mean, they're going 8-4, and people are like, well, they're only going 8-4. Going 8-4 in the SEC West, going up against Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, it is hard. Auburn, all those teams, it is extremely tough. Wake Forest is at 22. Now, there was breaking news a couple days ago that Sam Hartman, the starting quarterback for Wake Forest, is hurt, or he's out with an injury, and he might not be able to play. So if that's the case, they could be a team that definitely falls out of the top 25. But hopefully he's able to come back and they'll be okay. But they rely on him heavily to be at number 22. And I think, interestingly, to round out the top 25 are 3 non-Power 5 teams. Now, Cincinnati is going to be going to the Big 12, and so is Houston, but as of now, they're in the American, and BYU is an independent that's going to be joining the Big 12 as well. So those teams, if they can continue to be good, will help the Big 12 stay relatively a power league, even though the Big 10 and the SEC are going to run away with the powers. Then outside the others receiving votes, you got teams like Tennessee and Texas and Iowa and Penn State and LSU. Those are your first 5 teams that aren't ranked, and all those teams are not surprising that they're right outside because they're traditional powers that need a little bit of work to get into the top 25, but I could definitely easily see all 5 of them getting into the top 25. Fresno State, Minnesota, UCF, Purdue, Mississippi State, Auburn, Kansas State, Florida, North Carolina, Boise State, Appalachian State, Air Force, South Carolina, Utah State, UCLA, San Diego State, and Nebraska outlined the AP poll. And Nebraska, they always have to put Nebraska in there at the bottom. They've been waiting for Nebraska to ascend. Now, they do have better players this year with Scott Frost, but this could be a make or break year. And if I have a hot seat video on coaches, he's definitely at the top. I hope he don't get fired, but he's got to win this year. No more close losses. Now, as a bonus, since I didn't get to do it because I didn't have a channel yet last week, the coaches poll came out, and the coaches poll is Alabama number 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Clemson 4. So those are the same 4 as they were with the AP. Then you got Notre Dame at 5, Michigan 6, Texas A&M 7, Utah 8, Oklahoma 9, Baylor 10. So same order of teams in the top 10. Now Utah was 7th instead. Now they're 8th, and Michigan I think was 8th, and now they're 6th. Oklahoma State 11, Oregon 12, NC State 13, Michigan State 14. So Michigan State's one up. USC 15, Pitt 16, Miami 17. They crisscross those two. Texas is 18th in the coaches poll. Now you see how the coaches poll, they rank Texas higher than they do in the AP because the coaches are going to overrank Texas because they're a brand, and the AP understands that they want to see what Texas has to give first. Wake Forest 19, Wisconsin 20, Kentucky 21, Cincinnati 22, Arkansas 23, Ole Miss 24, and Houston 25. Now those are basically all the same teams there. Other team votes: Iowa, Penn State, Tennessee, BYU, LSU, Auburn, UCF, North Carolina, San Diego State, Fresno State, Mississippi State, Florida, Air Force, Utah State, Appalachian State, Boise State, UCLA, Minnesota, South Carolina, Kansas State, Army, Iowa State, SMU, Purdue, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana, Oregon State, Texas Antonio, Louisville, and Florida State. Now those are basically around the same teams are in the other one, but with the coaches polls, there's more teams added because more coaches are conflicted on who to rank in the top 25, or the AP is voters are a little bit more centralized. But you see, it's basically you can tell who's going to be pretty good this year and who's not going to be as good this year because there are a lot of teams that don't even get any votes at all. But the top 25 is about what everybody expected. I think the coaches poll having Texas 18 is funny, but we'll see. Maybe Texas actually, this is the year that they rebound. They're a lot better, but we'll have to see. But the top 4, no surprise at all at Alabama, and then Ohio State, Georgia, and Clemson. No shock there. We have had a great feeling that those are going to be the 4 teams because until proven otherwise, they will continue to be the 4 best teams in college football. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, like it, please. Comment down below if you have something that you want to talk about with the AP poll or something that you want me to talk about in the future. Let me know, and subscribe please. It will really help the channel out. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.